Hello there and welcome to the Liverpool versus Sheffield review. 2-0 to Liverpool in what was very much a complete performance, I must say. It really was a very impressive performance by every single player on the pitch. Probably a stronger lineup than maybe a couple of us were expecting. Maybe expecting a bit of rotation ahead of Everton at the weekend in the FA Cup. Klopp's obviously made some comments on that. I'll come on to that later in the video as well. And the only negative from last night was Naby Keita picking up another groin injury in the warm-up. Apparently it was something to do with the last shot of the warm-up, whatever it was, and he's done something to his groin. He's not going to be available for Everton. Hopefully it's not long-term, because he was just getting to that point where we were like, this is the Naby Keita that we've got from RB Leipzig. He was integral. He was looking like he could be literally an integral cog of our midfield. To lose him to another groin injury like that, disappointing, but it's not something to focus on right now. Something that we can focus on a little bit later once we find out the how long his injury is going to keep him out for. But James Milner comes right back into the midfield, comes into the team lineup for this game, and he was a machine. There was a lot of people that were complaining, oh, it's the Brexit midfield. Can we just get rid of that term? Because whether you've got a Fabinho in the team, or you've got a Naby Keita in the team, or a Henderson, a Milner, a Lallana, whoever, this team has proven all of these players are more than capable of doing a very good job for the midfield in Liverpool. So how about we just get behind the entire team when it's, for that 90 minutes. And if you've got a personal thing that you don't like this player or you don't like that player, take care of it after the game. But support them during that 90 minutes, because that team worked very, very hard. Jordan Henderson, perhaps, along with Joe Gomez, both of them, but I think Henderson takes it, man of the match, in my opinion. Fantastic games by Henderson, by Milner, by Gomez. I felt that the entire team worked as a great unit together to get that victory, to limit the chances that Sheffield had. I remember how hard it was to play Sheffield when we played them away and got the 1-0 victory through Gini Wijnaldum's goal. That was such a hard game. That was one of our... like Wolves the other day, after Christmas. That game was so hard. The Sheffield game was equally as hard. And I was coming into this game thinking this could again be one of those games that's really, really tough. It was a bit more comfortable. We limited all of their chances, and I think Alisson you look at all the player ratings and stuff like that people are giving out. Alisson gets such a low rating for not really having to do a great deal, and I don't think that that's really fair. Especially I think it's somewhere past the 80th minute or something like that. They have a cross that whipped into the box and someone almost puts it in the back of the net. If they'd got a bit more power on it, it would have gone in, but he has to react quickly. And I just felt that he was doing well. He always gets a little bit undervalued because he's a goalkeeper, so he can't get over a 7 or a 6 or whatever like that out of 10. And I'm like, that's just such a disservice to such a great goalkeeper who coincidentally won the Samba d'Or, which is I think the Brazilian version of the Ballon d'Or, the first goalkeeper to win it. How incredible is that? I don't actually think a lot of us really appreciate the players that we have, the quality of the players that we have, all at the same time. I don't always appreciate it, to be honest. It's hard to appreciate it sometimes in the moment what we're actually doing. Very, very early on, Andy Robertson with a beautiful, and a little bit fortunate as well, because one of their defenders slipped at the time, and he had his head in his hands afterwards. Well, you got to feel for the guy a little bit. But Andy Robertson blasts in a nice cross to Salah. Salah slots it in the back of the net, and it was 1-0 very early on, and that helped settle those nerves quite early on. We were creating a lot of chances. We limited their chances. They had 3 shots in total the whole game. 2 of them were on target. So they had limited chances. They were still able to get some on target. But we had the defence there, and we had Alisson there to help us keep the clean sheet. Again, something that is vital for us going forward is the fact that clean sheets are becoming a real thing for us again. we went so long without getting clean sheets, and now the clean sheets seem to be coming back, and not just against teams that people may consider lesser teams like a Sheffield or something like that, which they're not a lesser team whatsoever. They've been doing fantastic this season. And like Wolves, again, another fantastic team, but against bigger teams as well, and hopefully that can continue. But again, moving forward, we were very, very good in our creative play. We were very good at stifling Sheffield chances, which was probably, as Klopp said after the game, was a massive thing for them to do, to limit the chances they can take with that awkward formation and the way that they play. Yes, it seemed that they were set up in a 5-3-2, but there were so many instances where that wasn't a 5-3-2, and sometimes it was like a 3-5-2, or like even like a 3-6, a 2-6-2. So, there was such a weird way that they try and flood the midfield, and it didn't work for them this time, but it does work against other opposition that they come up against. That's why they've been doing so well, because no one does what Sheffield do. Sheffield didn't come to Anfield last night and go, Christ, we're coming up against Liverpool. We're going to have to really, really work, and we're going to have to defend. Sheffield came and they tried to play their game, and credit to them for doing that. They didn't. They stuck to their guns. They stuck to the way that they play their football and what has been good for them this season. And they just came up against a team that was just better. That is it. That is not disrespectful to say that. That is just literally the be all and end all of it. Sheffield came, they played their football, we played our football, and it just so happened that our team had the quality, and the match-winning experience, and the quality forwards as well, of course, because Sadio Mané's goal was, the build-up play to that goal was fantastic, and it was hard to see as well. Some people people need to stop this as well. The whole there seems to be a couple of fan bases on Twitter that are literally Salah versus Firmino. Why does it have to be versus? Salah was clearly trying to take a shot and got lucky and it fell to... No, let's not be doing that. I see that as a pass, because if he was trying to take a shot from falling over, which yes, I can imagine Salah trying to do, because he's an instinctual goal scorer, he wants to score goals, but no, I see that as a pass. And I see that as a positive. He's trying to help his teammate get a goal, and he did. And Sadio Mané hits it at the goalkeeper, and it bounces away past the goalkeeper, and he follows it up and smashes it into the roof of the net. Copies Bobby Firmino's karate kick celebration. Great stuff. Fantastic. There needs to be a little bit less of this player versus this player. How about just the whole team as a collective? Because this whole team as a collective is nothing short of fantastic. The amount of times, I said this in a comment in reply to one of the comments I had in the previous video, there's always been, up and down the years, we could have had really strong forward play. So when we had, Suarez and Sturridge and people like that, or when you had Gerrard and Torres and all the players that we had in there, Xabi Alonso, people like that. But you could always point predominantly to the defence and say, there's a weakness in this team here. The centre-backs aren't necessarily the best here. The goalkeeper, I don't want to disrespect them, but when Reina had sort of lost it and Mignolet came in, who was a good shot stopper but just wasn't a very good goalkeeper overall, you could always point and say, there's a weakness there, there's a weakness over there, there's a weakness here. We're very, very strong there, but we're quite weak over here. I struggle at the moment to find a great weakness in this team. This team works, and I commented this on someone about the Arsenal team the other day, saying that was the first time in a long time, I watched Arsenal's performance against United, that was the first time in a long time I've seen Arsenal actually work as a unit, which is what we do all the time. This team works as a collective unit and is stronger because of that. Our team, no matter when it's Naby Keita's meant to be playing, but James Milner gets called up last minute to start the game, nothing changes. Yes, Keita carries the ball differently, makes different runs, whatever, but still, everything works. You can take a player out and it will still work because the team works to the same work ethic and works to be a unit, works to be a team. Which is why I love this team so, so much. And I myself, and a lot of people do too, need to not be taking this team for granted. because it's a fantastic team. It really, really is. I cannot understate how good this team actually is and how fortunate to have all of these beautiful players at the same time, which is why I want to come on to the Everton game for rotation. Jurgen Klopp has said there will be fresh legs, and we will need our supporters from minute one to the very last, which I am damn sure he will get. No question about it. Everyone will support whatever happens. We know it's Everton, and if there's rotation, Carlo Ancelotti has come in. He's done pretty well. He seems to be getting a big tune out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which, what's his name? Duncan Ferguson was getting out of him as well when he took over for a couple of games. Everton will most likely play their starting 11. 100%. I expect that. We probably won't. And I'm not saying like we're going to go like full, take Alisson out the team, Van Dijk out the team, all that sort of business, but I kind of fully expect us to be like, don't expect Salah, Firmino especially, actually. I will say about Firmino, he had his work rate against Sheffield. Probably not one of his best games I've seen him play in. You know, sort of how he was playing before the Club World Cup. That's the only criticism I can say. Just things didn't seem to be coming off for him like they normally would, like we would normally expect. That's just my opinion. I'm not criticising him. He plays very, very well for us in linking up the play. Still did that, but just seemed to be a little bit anonymous in some aspects as well. But I'm sure that isn't going to be a long-term thing for him. But I fully expect, like against Everton, to see likes of Minamino get his debut. I think we're all going to be excited for that when that happens. Shaqiri to come in. As long as these guys aren't injured, these players will probably come in. Who else have we got? Yeah, so I think, who did I say? We've got Minamino, Shaqiri, Origi would probably play as well. So that's your full front line, basically rested. Midfield, you probably see Adam Lallana. You won't see Naby Keita, that's been confirmed. So then, who else have we got? Obviously, Oxlade-Chamberlain's injured, Naby Keita's injured, Fabinho's injured. So you probably see like Milner and Henderson and Adam Lallana, possibly. Henderson's played a lot of games recently though, so it's really difficult to see him playing more, but he's in the form of his life. Then who else do we get? Do we go and play some of the youth guys, like a Larouci at left back, or do we play like... I genuinely am not entirely sure. And until we get some press conferences from Jurgen Klopp about his team selection, then I'll probably do a preview on that. But still undefeated in the league. We've played some really horrendously tough games over a horrendously busy fixture period, which I don't think is going to get any less busy. You know, who knows? Is it going to get less busy or not? I'm not sure, but we seem to be coping with it at the moment. And I'm so happy that where we are right now. Still 13 points ahead at the top of the table. I think we've got, 58 points or something like that? Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Like 58 points out of a possible 60 or something. I think if that's right, I might be completely wrong on that one. I might be. Honestly, I can't even think right now. But fantastic from Liverpool. Fantastic from the players. Next up, we've got the FA Cup against Everton. Who do you think is going to be playing in that game? Who's going to be available? Obviously, we do expect to maybe see Minamino starting in that game, which will be really exciting to see. But let me know what you think in the comments below, what you thought about the Sheffield game, what you're thinking about the Everton game, and us moving forward as well. Because a lot of people are mainly focused on the fact that Everton could beat us at Anfield for the first time in God knows how long. It's the FA Cup at the end of the day. Not bothered. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.